As we are living in an ever-changing environment, I've just informed you that the current bursary offer is under review. And I've also noticed something about your demeanor. As we're talking about finances, some of you are actually sitting up straight. Now this is serious, so I hope you've taken good notes. Through the financial aid, bursaries, loans, it should make it a little bit easier for parents and for the learners involved to actually pay the tuition fees or the fees to study at a university. I'll quickly run over a few things, and I'll also try and tell you some of the information that you've heard on that particular video is actually going to be different when your child applies to this university. So it's absolutely critical that you go to the fees and funding website, as was mentioned earlier, to ensure what kind of bursaries your child could possibly qualify for in the year that they will actually come and register at the University of Pretoria. We manage a variety of funds, and this is awarded based on academic merit, financial neediness, as well as specific donor criteria. The university uses its own funds for some of these awards, and already mentioned in the video from the government, the National Student Financial Aid Scheme, and then we also administer certain funds from external donors and companies. This should be a very interesting slide that you look at. However, I've got a little bit of better news, but I'm not sure. As I say, it's under review, so it might actually change. At this point in time, for somebody with a 75 to 75.99 academic average, if you've applied to the following faculties: Natural and Agricultural Sciences, or Faculty of Engineering, Built Environment and Information Technology, you get your foot in the door for our first merit award, which is 6,000 Rand for somebody with that academic average in their grade 12, the final NSC results. Critical importance: we do not round off the averages. We do not look at your the number of A symbols that you have. It is your academic average, not rounded off at all. If you have 80% to 89.99%, as you can see, the amounts increase. And hopefully for your parents, if they are paying for your fees, this should be good news. Additional encouragement, and maybe I should say this is not something we do just because we have money lying around. We would like to reward candidates that are doing academically well at school level, and obviously want them to come and study at the University of Pretoria. For the Faculty of Veterinary Science and Health Sciences, there's an amount of 6,000 Rand awarded, and for all other faculties, the amount is stated here as 6,000 Rand. However, in terms of the actual proposal that will go through to Senate, that amount has increased to 15,000 Rand. Not too bad. This all depends, again, on the funds available for the University of Pretoria. And please do not take this as the gospel truth. Please go to the website in the year that your child actually comes and registers at the university, because it can change annually. The top amount currently that we will be offering to candidates with a 90 to 100% academic average is 40,000 Rand or 20,000 Rand, depending on those two, depending on the faculty. We do have some exclusions, because people do ask, well, wait a minute, are all my subjects taken into account for these particular awards and to make the averages? The short answer is no. You've got this information in your package. I will not go through each and every slide in detail with you. As I say, please go through to familiarize yourself with the criteria, as well as certain subjects are excluded. Even at this very point in time, as we're speaking, there's also changes in terms of the curriculum at schools level, as the Math 3 paper will now be included in the Maths paper from 2014 onwards. So now we're still saying we provide additional value bursary for Maths paper 3. That will change from 2014 onwards. South African citizens, you need to have a South African citizenship or permanent residence, and even citizens from SADC qualifies for these achievement awards. Very important to note, the awarding of these bursaries is finalized on your final marks. Papers that are remarked are not taken into account. Another exclusion factor is obviously if you've already started studying at another university and you now would like to transfer, and obviously if you were an excellent achiever, you would have gotten that bursary from that particular university. So if you're coming to your second year, you will not get these particular awards. We've got certain unique, undergraduate bursaries. One of them would be the grade 12 Dux Scholar Bursary. We offer this for around 678 schools. The challenge here is the term Dux, I know, can have different meanings in certain schools, and some of the factors that will make up the criteria for a Dux Scholar at a particular school could involve other factors like leadership and cultural activities. In our instance, this specifically means the top academic achiever. So we will ask the school, we will send them the offer that they are part of the schools that have been identified and selected for this particular award. And this award, which we call the Dux Award, can be offered for the top academic achiever. And your principal will have to write a letter to prove that fact. Then we have certain other bursaries for those involved in the Juniortukkie development program, for our alumni as well. We've also got a website that you can see exactly the amounts that are offered. Sports bursaries, we've got fantastic bursaries available, and again, referring you to the fees and funding brochure, you can get the details. I'm not going to cover this necessarily in detail. This has to do with the conditions for the UP funding as well as the National Financial Aid Scheme. All I can say here is this is largely based on financial neediness, and there's a particular cut-off. There's quite a number of forms that you will need to submit to the University of Pretoria. Even in this particular process, there are some changes that might impact you in a year or two's time. But at this moment in time, please apply as early as possible for admission to the university, because if you are admitted and you've got a student number, then you can apply for the NSFAS funding. These are covered in your publications, in your booklets that you've got. I'm not going to go through them specifically. I would like to come to a very interesting offer that the University of Pretoria has devised, I think about a year ago, which is called the Special Package Offer. For this particular offer, if a candidate has got a certain academic average, and I think here we start with those candidates with a 90% and higher academic average, we would like to make the following package offer to them. Guaranteed admission to a non-selection program. I hope you've heard enough that we've covered health sciences, etc. We've got a few other faculties where they do have selection programs. Those programs are not covered with guaranteed admission. Those that are non-selection programs, those are the ones, if you've got 90% academic average based on your grade 11 and 12 results, this is of critical importance, you can get guaranteed admission to an open program at the University of Pretoria. If you have a 90% academic average, we will also guarantee residence accommodation. And Mazili will tell you that they have a slight problem, and that is demand exceeds availability. And it's a huge problem. And a few people are building residences around the campus so that they can charge people money. No, that's to give them accommodation. But if you've got a 90% to 100% academic average, we'll guarantee residence accommodation provided that you've applied before the 1st of May. So that's another critical date. After the 1st of May, again, it depends on the availability. If you have an academic average of between 75 to 89.9%, serious consideration will be given to you for the accommodation that you are seeking at the university. Questions will be done right at the end.